So where we were in the last class. In the last class, we had configured these vanish devices. I think all vanish devices, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me access any vEdge and let me check the configuration. Admin if admin. So BFD session 4.4.4 DCVH 7.7.7 branch 2 8.8.8 branch 3 and 9.9.9 branch 4 our internet transport, right? All the BFD sessions are there, our internet transport. Similarly, we will have IPsec as well, our internet transport, because we have not configured MPLS till now, correct? So today we are going to integrate the MPLS in our network. Before that, let me verify the reachability between all the sites through internet transport. Here I am expecting routes, so IP route OSPF. OSPF is running inside in the internal network. OSPF is running 192.168.20.0 to 22.0. Branch 2 LAN prefixes 30, branch 3 40, branch 4 and 100 data center, right? So we are receiving all the other sites LAN prefixes. Ping 192.168.20.1, source 192.168.10.1. Ping is working. Similarly, I can ping branch 3. Ping is working. I can ping branch 4. Done. And the DC. Okay. Is there anyone who have dot in this till here? Any dot? OMP session, BFD session, control connection, IPsec session. In these all connections, everything is clear to everyone. Before proceed, please, if anyone have a question, then ask from this topic. If you will check the BFD, you will have BFD session with all the other vanished devices, but side ID should be different. Between branch 1 vEdge1 and branch 1 vEdge2, we will not have any BFD, we will not have any IPsec, right? Reason, both has same side ID, correct? Tell me guys, what happened?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you all the control and data plane connection here once. Then one guy had called me yesterday, and he was saying that SD-WAN class is only for those who are already working on SD-WAN technology. As I am new in the SD-WAN, how I can understand in the class? I said I started everything from the scratch only in the SD-WAN. Is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
Right, many people are there who are new in the SD-WAN, isn't it? We have
Yes, sir.
learned these all control connection, right? Control plane connection, data plane connection. Even we have seen the certification parts, how to configure the CS server, how to download the certificate through TFTP, how to install, how to onboard manage devices to vManage, right? After that, on the vManage, how to add vSmart, how to add vBound, how to install both certificates on vSmart and vBound, and then how to onboard these managed devices on vManage. We gone through from the zero only, right? So I am expecting you all are very clear with this all connection. So control connection, so between sites, so control connection between the sites means between the WAN edge devices you will not have any control connection. You can see one control connection is there with vSmart, one control connection is there with vManage, and over this control connection which protocol is running? Netcon protocol to push the configuration, right? Like in the last class we had configured these WAN edge devices through template, if I am not wrong. So how we manage is going to push the configuration to WAN edge devices, or how it has pushes the configuration in last class? Through netcon protocol. And which protocol is running over this control connection between vSmart and WAN edge devices?
DTLS.
OMP.
Yes, sir. One.
And this is the control connection, and over this control connection OMP is running. So OMP PS. That's why here we are able to see the OMP session with vSmart. All the WAN edge devices will have OMP session with your vSmart. Then between the branches for data plane we have IPsec, so we can check so IPsec inbound connection, and you can see between all the WAN edge devices we have IPsec, like between 4.4.4 and 5.5.5. Our which color? Internet color. 7.7.7 and 5.5.5, 8.8.8, 5.5.5, 9.9.9 and 5.5.5. All the WAN edge devices will have IPsec, and inside the IPsec BFD protocol is running. So BFD session, right? So I am expecting you all know this very well. If anyone have question in this, please ask that. If you will not settle your question in these all connections, then it will be difficult for you to understand the advanced concept of SD-WAN. This is our base. After that we have seen the CLI based configuration on vEdges, like to configure OSPF in LAN side, or to configure VPN 0, VPN 512, right? Then service VPN, OSPF, and today we are going to integrate the MPLS link, right? So once we'll integrate the MPLS link, all the WAN edge devices will have two IPsec with each other, one over internet and one over MPLS. Let's configure the MPLS transport. First of all, I am going to configure IP address on MPLS router, and then we'll configure the routing. For the routing, you tell me which protocol you want to configure between MPLS router and vEdges. BGP? In real time,
Yes, BGP.
we are using
BGP.
BGP only. Okay. So we'll
Sir,
implement
one
BGP.
question.
Yeah.
One question. So you have mentioned the bidirectional forwarding here. So we haven't configured the MPLS yet. So still that is running at the moment, BFT sessions,
BFD is running inside the IPsec.
IPsec. Okay, that's fine.
MPLS is my transport here.
Mm-hmm.
On the MPLS router, see the configuration. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. The IP addresses are already configured, right? I've already configured IP address on all the interfaces. And so IP protocol summary BGP 500 is running. Let me remove the BGP 500. No router BGP 500. Done. So IP is already configured. Only IP address is configured here on the MPLS router. Done. Let's configure the IP addresses on WAN edge devices as well. Let's start from the DC switch. On the DC switch, I need to configure one IP address on Ethernet 1/1 and enable config T interface E1/1, no switch port, and IP address 10.1.1.1.255 dot is running on MPLS router, I think. What was the IP? Dot 2. You can see on all the interfaces dot 2. So here I have configured dot 1, 255, dot 0. And to advertise the prefix to the MPLS, this prefix 110.100.1.1.0 to the MPLS, I am going to enable BGP here. BGP, right? So what BGP AS number I will use? I will use BGP AS number is the side ID, right? Means AS 100 here, AS 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, like that. eBGP. So say router BGP AS number 100 and who will be neighbor 10.1.1.2 and remote AS on the MPLS router. For an example, I am going to configure 500, 5,000 or 65,000. Remote AS 65,000. And which network I need to advertise in BGP? 100.1.1.0 and mask 255.255.255.0 and so IP BGP. So it have installed this prefix in their BGP table. Good. Let me save the configuration of DC switch. Like we have reachability over internet through default route. Similarly, just I am making reachability. This is routing through MPLS. Go to MPLS router and let me configure the BGP here as well. Router BGP 65,000 and I am saying neighbor 10.1.1.1 and remote AS. What will be the remote AS?
100.
Now I am expecting the neighborship here. Now neighborship is up and so IP BGP. So you can see I am receiving the DC LAN prefix 100.1.1.0. Now MPLS need to advertise this to all the sites. To this side also, to this router also, to this router also, to this router also, this also and this also. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. So let's have the neighborship router BGP 65,000 and neighbor 10.1.2.1. 10.1.2.1 means branch 1 vEdge 1 GE0/1
1.
and remote AS 1. For side ID 1, I am using remote AS
1.
1. Then one more neighbor 10.1.3.1 remote AS
1.
1. Neighbor 10.1.4.1 remote AS
2.
neighbor 10.1.5.1
5.
5.1.
remote AS
3.
3.
neighbor 10.1.
7.1.
remote AS
4.
4.
save the configuration. Now we need to configure our VSS. So let me access branch 1 VS1 first. Here it is. Is it visible?
Yes.
Config T. In which VPN you will configure GE0/1? Tell me the configuration, guys. Who will tell me the configuration? Tell me the configuration over here. Tell me the command to configure GE0/1.
VPN 0,
Yes, VPN 0,
GE 0/0,
interface GE0/1,
1.
no shutdown,
IP address
IP address 10.1.2.1,
2.1
2.1.
/24.
tunnel interface,
Yes. Allow service all.
color, okay, allow service all, allow service netconf, Allow service.
SSH.
SSH. Color.
MPLS.
MPLS.
MPLS. Encapsulation. IPsec. If you want GRE over here, so you can configure GRE as well, but we are not using GRE. Every time we will use IPsec only. Anything else?
Commit.
On the interface, do I need to configure anything else? No. In
IP route.
VPN 0, we need to enable BGP. Router BGP, yes, number 1.
1.
And neighbor 10.1.2.
10.1.2.2.
And remote yes of neighbor
65,000.
500.
I am expecting neighborship after commit. Let me commit. Commit done. Now I am expecting neighborship.
Are we going to advertise any prefix there on the VH1?
Yes, we'll advertise the LAN prefix. See here OSPF is running. Here OSPF is running. Through OSPF it is learning these all prefixes, right? And here BGP is running. So you will redistribute OSPF into BGP.
BGP, okay.
So BGP neighbor.
Okay.
Neighbor state is established, right? So IP route VPN 0. Now in VPN 0, 100.1.1.0/24 is coming through BGP. From which neighbor? From this neighbor, right? Now my data center is reachable through internet also and through BGP also. Through internet, here is the default route, a static default route. Our MPLS, we have route through BGP. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let me access branch 2 vEdge. And one more thing. Router, sorry, VPN 0, router, BGP, redistribute, router BGP 1, address family IPv4 unicast, redistribute, which protocol?
OSPF.
OSPF, and commit. After the commit, I am expecting the LAN submit on the MPLS router. So IP route BGP. 100 is there only. Why? Who will tell me? OSPF is running in VPN 10 and you have redistributed OSPF in which VPN?
VPN 10.
Is there any logic of this command?
No, sir.
No logic, right? No logic. So better to remove it. What is this? App online. Yeah. Huh? Do so run VPN 0. In VPN 0, here is my configuration, BGP configuration.
So OSPF.
We are redistributing OSPF, but OSPF is not running in VPN 0. How will advertise the route? Anyone?
VPN 10.
Have you advertised these route, our internet, the internal route? No. Right? We are configuring VPN 0 to reach the controller, right? Not to advertise the LAN subnet. Remember, always. We'll advertise the LAN subnet through OMP. OMP only. No router BGP 1 and router BGP 1 neighbor 10.1.2.2 remote AS 65,000 and commit. We don't need to advertise the LAN subnet here. Got it? Done. Now show OMP pair. OMP pair is there with vSmart. Yes, it's still there. Done. Show control connection. So control connection. Now see how many control connections are there with vManage and vSmart. How many control connection? Only one with vSmart and vManage. Our internet only. Why, guys? Can I reach to data center ping 100.1.1.1 with source GE 0/1? From this source can I reach? Not able to reach. Why I am not able to reach? If you are not speaking, please keep yourself on mute. I am getting echo. Why I am not able to reach? Is there anyone who have answer? Here I have BGP session. Here I have BGP session. Right? When I am trying to reach to the vManage from this interface, ping is not working. Reason? When I am pinging from this interface, source will be what? 10.1.2.1 and DC switch don't have route for this network, right? So on the MPLS, we need to advertise this network in BGP, or here also you can advertise it in BGP. Either you can advertise this subnet in BGP on MPLS, or you can advertise it on branch 1 VS1, right? On the MPLS, I am going to advertise all the connected network into BGP. Config T, router BGP 65,000 and network 10.1.2.0 and mask 255.255.255.0 3.0 4.0, so that DC switch will have route 5.0 6.0 and 7.0. Now you can check connectivity. Let me take you to branch 1 VS1 now again, and let me ping again. Now ping is working.
Yes, sir.
And now if you will check control connection, so control connection. Now you can see with vSmart how many control connections are there.
2
1 over
MPLS and 1 over internet.
how many OMP pair? OMP will be always 1 over all the transport. Remember, OMP is similar like BGP between PE to PE. I had given you this example earlier as well. Between 1.1.1 and 2.2.2 I have enabled BGP. So how many BGP neighborship will be there? Only one. How many paths are there? 2, right? So our both path there will be only one BGP session. Similarly, here we have OMP. Now let's configure branch 1 vEdge 2.
Thing is working.
Any question?
No, sir.
Clear? Admin. Admin. IPsec and router. BGP. Yes,
Three.
number.
3.
What ES number I have configured here? I am on branch 3. Okay. Neighbor 10.1.5.2. Source. Done. Branch 2 VS2. Admin. Config T. If you will speak the configuration, it will be better for you. I don't need to practice. I have configured this kind of configuration various time. You need to practice, right? If you need to practice, it's best practice to speak the command when I'm configuring.
Yes, sir.
Interface G.
Interface 0+1.
Okay.
No, sir.
IP address
10.1.4.2.
1
4.1.
internal interface,
Yes. There are services are network, plus SSD,
internal
encapsulation,
interface, sorry, color,
color,
MPLS, and encapsulation protocol,
encapsulation,
IPsec,
exit,
exit, router BGP,
router,
S number 2,
2,
neighbor 10.1.4.2, and remote AS 65,000.
65,000.
Commit. Hundred dot one source is 0/1. Great. The last router. Branch 4. Admin config T, IP
10.1.7.1.
internal interface,
There are services are there are services network, SSD,
color,
color, MPLS,
encapsulation,
encapsulation, IPsec, exit, exit,
router
router,
BGP,
4, neighborhood, 10.7.2, remote 65,000.
65,000. Commit. All done. And let's ping the DC. We manage 100.1.1 and source G0/1. Great. So now we have integrated two transport here between all the sites, between controllers and your vEdge devices, and between all the vEdge devices. There are two transport. But on the DC vEdge I have only single link. So either it can use internet color or it can use MPLS color, or you can add one more link here, or you can configure sub interface. Now branch 1 VS1, here is my control connection, ping is working, and let me show you IPsec now. So IPsec inbound connection. Now see the IPsec. Between two sides you will find two IPsec connection. Between all two sides, between any two sides you will find two IPsec connection, one over internet and one over MPLS. For an example, 7.7.7 and 5.5.5 means branch 1 and branch 2. One is IPsec over internet transport and one IPsec is over MPLS transport. Right? For the LAN routes, OMP is running, right? Now see, try to understand. Between vSmart and vEdge, OMP session is running. Only one OMP session. It is exchanging the routes. Two sides are exchanging the route through vSmart. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now this is about the OMP session and control connection. Now over the IPsec. This one has two IPsec, one over internet and one over MPLS. Question: when this LAN user and this LAN user will communicate, Praphul, which path it is going to use? Tell me. Now two paths are there. Two path means there are two T-lock. Means two T-locks are there for this subnet. For an example, if I am going to take you to branch 1 VS1, now branch 1 VS1, and if I will show you the route, so IP route VPN 10 na? Service VPN was VPN 10, VPN 10. In VPN 10, find 20.0, 192.168.20.0. Here it is, 192.168.20.0. It is in VPN 10, learning through OMP protocol, and TLOC is 7.7.7 MPLS and IPsec, right? System IP, color and encapsulation, correct? And how many TLOCs are there? 2. See, to reach 192.168.20.0 network, 2 TLOCs are there, MPLS and internet. By default, all the WAN devices are going to perform load balancing. Doesn't matter what is the bandwidth of your internet link and what is the bandwidth of your MPLS link, not matter. Over all the transport, by default, it will perform load balancing. Clear? By default, it is not going to prioritize any link, or it is going to prefer any link, right? Whenever it will receive traffic from the LAN user for this subnet 20.0, it will perform load balancing. It will forward to internet also and MPLS also. How we can verify that? We can verify with the help of trace route. Either we can trace route or we can access my vManage through GUI. So let me access vManage through GUI.
Any reason for load balance?
Any reason for?
Load balancing the traffic.
Reason means SD-WAN is designed to perform load balancing. If it will use internet only, then there should be reason. Na? It is performing load balancing, it's best. We have designed it to perform load balancing only over all the transport.
Every time it will load balance. We have send in traffic, right?
Now
One
we will
packet
configure the policies according to our requirement, right?
Okay.
Now we'll send our critical traffic over MPLS or maybe over internet or maybe over any other another transport. According to your business need, now you will configure the policy.
Okay. Our requirement. Okay.
Yes.
By default, it will do load balancing.
By
Right?
default, our all transport load balancing. Doesn't matter what is the physical bandwidth.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So meaning if you have three transport, it's still gonna perform load balancing.
Yeah, even 10,000 transports are there.
Okay.
It will perform load balancing over all. Clear? Here from the vManage we can simulate the flow, admin and admin.
Simulate means I have to policy have to create, right?
No, you can check the path that it is performing load
Okay,
balancing or it is forwarding over internet or it is forwarding over MPLS.
Okay.
That. So where I will take you to the monitoring session.
Yes, sir.
Network. Let's say branch 1 VS 1. Go to real-time traffic, real-time section, sorry, troubleshooting section, and simulate flow. Or you can trace out as well from here. Let me first simulate flow. In which VPN? In VPN 10. I am going to check the traffic. From what source interface? from source interface D0/2. 0/2 is my LAN interface, you can see, right? Is my LAN interface. I am on this device. Branch 1 VS1. Source interface. What should be source IP? 10.10.1.1. This is the IP address of G0/2. What should be the destination IP address? I am going to trace route this IP address over here. 10.10.2.1. So let me say destination IP 10.10.2.1. Which application? Right now we have not configured any QS or nothing, any policy. So for any traffic doesn't matter for us now. Later you can see these are different traffic, right? For some traffic you can use MPLS transport, for some traffic you can use internet for voice, MPLS for data, internet for HTTP, MPLS for FTP, internet, like that. In the advanced option, okay, leave it for now. Let's me click on simulate. So you can see your traffic is going over both transport through IPsec. Traffic is going over both transport internet and
MPLS.
MPLS. Yes. And guys, right now I have full mesh topology. If I will talk about the topology, SD-WAN topology now, then now it should be very clear to you that my topology is like this. I'm talking about SD-WAN topology, not the physical. SD-WAN is overlay running on top of this physical network. So see, all the sites has IPsec with each other.
Yes, sir.
Here we have IPsec.
Yes.
Here we have IPsec. Here we have IPsec. And here also we have IPsec. Our both the transport. Similarly here as well we have IPsec. Similarly, over both the transport IPsec. Correct? Means this is called full mesh topology. Means all the sites are connected with each other. In another word, I can say here is my DC. And here are three branches, branch 1, branch 2 and branch 3. DC, branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. Just discuss, let me discuss the simplest requirement in the SD-WAN. The simplest requirement in the SD-WAN. Right now, here we have some transport between the sites, and all the sites are directly connected with each other. Correct? These are my IPsec session over each transport. If I have two transport, that means two IPsec like this. Now, you tell me if branch 1 user IP 10.1.1 want to communicate with a user in branch 2 with IP 20.1.1, how they will communicate? Directly? They will forward the traffic directly.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic will go through this IPsec.
All
Am I
the
right?
point. Okay.
Traffic will go through this IPsec. If branch 1 and branch 3 want to communicate, traffic will go like this, right? In between, internet is there, so through internet, like this. This is called full mesh topology, right? Full mesh means all the sites are connected with each other. Now what I want, two sites should not communicate directly. Branch 1 and branch 2 should always communicate through DC. Means I want to create hub and spoke topology. Hub and spoke topology.
DMVPN.
What DMVPN?
Hub and spoke commonly using DMVPN.
Hub and spoke means DC is my spoke side, sorry, hub side, and all the
Okay.
branches are spoke side. So two sides, two spoke side will communicate via hub.
Hub, okay.
My traffic should first go to data center and then data center to branch 2.
Every time have to go for the TC, right?
I don't want branch 1 and branch 2 should form IPsec directly. What I want, both should have IPsec with DC. That's it. They should not have
Direct connection.
direct
with-
IPsec.
Okay.
What I can do, or you can have different requirement as well. Like if you will make it more complex, so for an example, in the LAN side there are two departments, and to differentiate the department I am using two service VPN, VPN 10 and VPN 20. What I want for VPN 10, I want hub and spoke topology. For VPN 20, I want full mesh topology, as it is the default topology. Anything. Forget about this. It can be complex for few. Just consider only one service VPN is there, VPN 10, 10, 10, and I want to create hub and spoke. I don't want these two sides should form IPsec. What I can do? Whatever we have discussed according to that, tell me. Anyone? Now tell me how branch 1 and branch 2 has established the IPsec. If you are not able to answer to this question, then tell me how branch 1 and 2 has established the IPsec. Through vSmart. There was vSmart, right? Who
Yes, sir.
helped all sides to exchange the TLOC. Branch 1 has OMP session with vSmart. Branch 2 had also OMP session with vSmart. Am I right? Branch 1 has one
Yes,
TLOC, TLOC 1, let's say, the internet TLOC, and some OMP route. So branch 1 router is going to advertise it to vSmart. It has advertised to vSmart, and then vSmart was advertised to branch 2. So finally branch 2 had TLOC of branch 1. Similarly, branch 2 has TLOC, let's say TLOC 2. So branch 2 is also going to advertise this TLOC to vSmart, and vSmart will advertise to branch 1. Now once both will have the TLOC of each other, both will try to establish IPsec, right? Inside the TLOC, there is private and public IP address. So OMP TLOC. क्या हो गया? Done. Here you can check the TLOCs. If you will check OMP TLOC, you will find the TLOC of all the sites. So OMP TLOCs. You will find the TLOC of branch 2, branch 3, their own TLOC, the self-advertised TLOC, the DC TLOC. The DC Vantage has only one TLOC, you can see, because only internet color is configured there. But for 5.5.5 has two TLOC. This is self-advertised TLOC 0.0.0. I am interested to show you the TLOC of 7.7.7. 7.7.7. See, from where it is coming? It is coming from your vSmart, right? And how many TLOC are there for branch to vEdge? 2. This is for biz internet and this is our MPLS, right? And inside the TLOC, are you able to see public IP address and private IP address? Yes. What I am asking you, for an example, 3 routers are there. 3 routers are there, router 1, router 2 and router 3. And here we have one switch, or let's say internet is there. Let's make it realistic only. How you are going to create hub and spoke topology over here? R1 is my hub router, R2 and R3 should be a spoke. How you will limit the communication? Like I don't want that branch 1 and branch 2 should communicate directly. Hub S1 or spoke 1 and spoke 2. Tell me. Here IP address is 1.1.1. Here IP address is 2.2.2.1. Public IP. Here IP address is 3.3.3.3. Here you will create one tunnel, GRE tunnel. Here you will create one GRE tunnel. Correct? हाँ और ना?
Yes, sir.
GRE?
Yeah.
GRE, right? Let's say our GRE, my IP address is 10.1.1.1. Here my IP address is 10.1.1.2. Here my IP address is 20.1.1.1. Here my IP address is 20.1.1.2. And here is one LAN 10.1.1.0/24. And our GRE we are running OSPF. OSPF. So branch 1 is going to advertise this network to DC through OSPF, and DC will advertise it to
Branch 2.
Branch 2.
branch 2. This is what? Hub and spoke topology. This is hub and spoke topology only. And if I need full mesh topology, then I have to configure DM VPN here, right? What I have to configure? DM VPN. How? DM VPN?
Point to multi-point.
Point to multi-point, right? Here we will create this kind of VPN. Correct? Now my IP address is 10.1.1.1, 10.1.1.2, 10.1.1.3, and we are running what? OSPF. When again LAN submit 10.1.1.0/24, it will advertise to DC,
DC to R3.
and R2 will also advertise to R3. What will be the next hop? 10.1.1.2.
1.1.
10.2 when R2 will advertise. I don't want spoke 1 and spoke 2 should communicate. Will stop route exchange, or will set what? Next hop IP address. This one.
Yeah.
When
DC.
I will advertise this prefix to branch 2, I will set this next hop. Similarly here in this case, if I am going to tell to my vSmart that, hey vSmart, route doesn't matter. What is the route? Advertise the route as it is, as you are advertising. But do one thing for me. Whenever you will advertise any prefix to, sorry, any TLOC to branch 2 or branch 1, only advertise DC TLOC. What I will say? vSmart, hey vSmart, do not advertise the TLOC of other VS. Only advertise the TLOC of DC vEdge to branch 1 and branch 2. Branch 1 and branch 2 will not get TLOC of each other then. Yes or no?
Sorry, sir, come again. Please come again.
If I will tell my vSmart to not advertise the TLOC of branches, branch 1 and branch 2 to each other, only advertise the TLOC of DC. First of all, see, I am going to tell to my vSmart, hey vSmart, do not advertise the TLOC of branch 1 to branch 2 and branch 2 to branch 1. Can these two form IPsec? I have
No, sir.
configured the
No.
vSmart to not advertise any TLOC. For an example, let's say I told to my vSmart, hey vSmart, do not advertise any TLOC to branch 1 and branch 2. It will not have any TLOC. Only their own TLOC will be there. It will not form any IPsec. And then I will tell my vSmart to advertise the DC TLOC. So both the side will have IPsec with DC. Am I
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Both the branches will have TLOC of DC. So both will establish IPsec with DC. And now we will manage the routing, the next hop IP address. So that route will go like this. See, if it is complicated for you, then let me show you here. Here is my topology, right? This is my vManage. First of all, to configure policy, your vSmart should be in vManage mode. It should be know it in CLI mode. If your vSmart is in CLI mode, then you cannot apply any policy. All the control policy will be applied on vSmart. Why? Because vSmart is the only thing or controller who is managing the routing, control plane, traffic. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
vSmart is the only controller who is managing the entire routing, right? Who is advertising the TLOC or route. If I will tell my vSmart to not advertise the route, it will not advertise. If I will tell my vSmart to not advertise the TLOC, it will not advertise. By default, always keep in mind, vSmart is going to advertise the TLOC of all the sites to each other by default. But we can manage it. First, let me check my vSmart is in vManage mode or not. Here is vSmart. Mode is vManage, right?
The CLI mode we can't able to do, right?
No, in the CLI you cannot do.
Okay.
Because you will create policy through GUI on vManage.
Okay.
So your vSmart should be in vManage mode. Here I have template option and then policy option, policies. Let me click on policies and let me create one policy for you. See, before configuring any policy in the even traditional network, before configuring any distribute list or route filtering, first you are creating the ACL, right? ACL or route map to match the traffic. Which traffic I need to filter, correct? Or for which traffic I need to change the route map, sorry, change the next hop. For an example, 3 routers are there, R1, R2 and R3. BGP number 100 is running on all the router. Which ES number 100. Understand, SD-WAN is modern technology, popular technology. If you are going to learn it well, all the policies, lots of door will open for you. Lots of companies are suffering to find engineers who can manage the SD-WAN policies. Even The people who have learned the SD-WAN multiple times are still not able to manage the policies. But if you will stop me, if you are not understanding anything, ask the question, then you will learn it. It's very easy. Try to understand. I am running BGP S number 100, S number 100, and S number 100. That means we have IBGP neighbors between R1 and R2. And
Yes,
here
sir.
also I have IBGP neighbor. IBGP. IP address over here on this interface is 12.1. IP address on this interface is 12.2. IP address on this interface is 23.2. And IP address on this interface is 23.3.
1.
Let's say router 1 is advertising one subnet 10.1.1.0 into the BGP. Right? So when R1 will advertise this submit to R2, what will be the next hop? When R1 will advertise it to R2, what will be the next hop? 12.1?
12.2. Yeah.
12.1.
Yeah, 12.1.
Right? And router 2 is going to install this prefix in their BGP table with next hop 12.1.1.
Yeah.
When R2 will advertise to R3, what will be the next hop?
12.1.
12.1 only, right?
12.1. Yeah.
So
Next option.
R3 10.1.1.0/24 and next hop
12.1.
12.1.1. Is 12.1 reachable from R3? No.
No.
Will R3 install this prefix in their routing table? No.
No.
Here I need to configure one policy on router number 2 to modify the next hop. On
Next
router
hop.
number 2,
Next hop
I
cell.
no, next hop cell command will not work. Next hop cell command will only work on border router. R2 is not the border router.
What will filter?
Here first you will create one access list to match your prefix. Access list number 10 permit 10.1.1.0 and then you will create one route map. Route map, let's say ABC permit sequence number 10 and here I am going to say match IP address from access list number
10.
and then set next hop 23.1.1.2. This is the policy, right?
Uh-huh.
My policy on router number 2 and after that I will use this route map with BGP. On router number 2 now I am going to say router BGP S number 100 and neighbor 23.1.1.3 route map ABC direction out. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is how we will apply the policy only. My policy, my requirement was what? One thing, just to set their on next hop. For which prefix? For this prefix. So first we have created ACL to match the prefix. Similarly in the SD-WAN, whenever you are going to create any policy, you have to create the list. Right? Here ACL is similar like list. Like for an example, I need to apply any policy inside one. So how you will identify the site? With the help of site list. If I need to apply any policy for internet T-lock, how I can identify the internet T-lock? With the help of color list. I will create one color list where I will match internet color. I will create one color list where I will match MPLS color. And whenever I need to apply any policy for internet T-lock, I will use that color T-lock color list. For the prefix, to match the prefix, I will create prefix list. Prefix list or route list you can say. To match the VPN, I will create VPN list. To match the site, I will create site list. And you can see these all lists are available over here. Add policy and see color list is there. Do I have any color list? No. Right? I can create any color list. I can name it like I can say internet and here I can match which color list? Biz internet. So simple. Similarly, I can create data prefix list, polisher, prefix list, side list, SLA list, TLOC list, and VPN list. For now, just I am going to create side list. Some side list is already there, you can see. Let me delete this side list for you. And guys, before policy, for the complete configuration, you can create the template. You tell me what you want first, policy or template based configuration of all these managed devices.
Policy.
Template is going to be same like we had created template on we managed to configure G0/0, VPN 0 and system wise configuration. In that template only I am going to add one feature template for BGP, one feature template for G0/1, one feature template for OSPF in the LAN, one template to configure G0/2. So for now I'm going to create one side list here. Later I will show you the template for complete configuration, don't worry. Right, I am going to name it, let's say side 1. Side 1. Which side I will match here? What is the side ID of side 1? 1. In my case, the side ID of side 1 or branch 1 is 1, right? In the production, it can be 100, 200, 500, any number. So you will match that side list. Similarly, I can create one side list with name, let's say branch 1 and branch 2. And here I can match how many side list? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So simple. See, two side list is created. Similarly, I can create one side list with name, let's say DC. And in the DC, what is my side ID? 100, so I can call 100. Add. I can create one side list with name all sites. Whenever I need to apply any policy on all the sites, then I will use this side list. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so you can see I have 4 side list here. VPN list, let me create the VPN list. See, one VPN list is already created with name service VPN, and where I have match which VPN?
10.
10. You can delete it and you can create your own. Or I can say service VPN HR. 1 minute. Yes. So lists are similar like your ACL, prefix list and route map. In the traditional we were using those all components to match the prefixes, to sometime to match the AS number. sometime to match the prefix length. Similarly, here we can use group of interest. This is called group of interest. Group of interest is used to match the prefix, color, VPN list, TLOC list, side list. And now I can click next. And here is the topology. You can see add topology. By default, guys, see hub and spoke topology is already there. Just you need to select which side should be the hub side, which side should be the spoke side. But I don't want you to use the existing hub and spoke topology. I want you to create your own hub and spoke topology here. Even if you are going to use their on the existing this one, this will also work. See, it is asking the name of this policy and name of this policy. For an example, I am saying hub and spoke, hub and spoke. Let me copy and let me paste it over here. Now it is asking for which VPN list you want to create hub and spoke topology, Praphul. For VPN 10, 20, and I have one VPN list with name service VPN. For one VPN, we can have full mesh topology. For VPN 20, for VPN 10, I can have hub and spoke. Right? We can create any topology. You know the main beauty of SD-WAN. The main beauty of SD-WAN is there is no limitation of policy. Whatever you can think, you can configure, implement. There is infinite. I think the person who have designed this, they also don't know the limitation, right? There is no limitation because I have faced so many requirements in the production, and every time I was able to implement whatever you can think, whatever that traffic, that side should go this way, like any requirement. There was so many limitation in the traditional networks like over the MPLS WAN or internet WAN, over GRE, VPN, or even in the LAN side. This is the main beauty of SD-WAN. There is no any limitation of control. You can control anything according to your business need. You can implement the policy. From here, your actual SD-WAN begins. Whatever we have discussed till now, right? The onboarding and the basic configuration, nothing was there, right? What was there to learn in the configuration, even CLI based configuration and template based configuration? Nothing. It was so simple. Am I right? The CLI based configuration like the OSPF configuration, BGP configuration, default route configuration was so exactly similar like the traditional OSPF BGP configuration of BGP OSPF on the traditional router. The command was different, but it was same. There was nothing like rocket science which we need to discuss or learn. In the onboarding as well, even in the production, for the onboarding, just you need to connect your device to the WAN. That's it. Automatically your router will load all the configuration, will install the certificate, everything. The magic will happen in front of you. And once you will have the onboarding done in the production, your configuration will begin from there. First you will perform the initial configuration, VPN 0, VPN service, VPN routing protocol, default route. You will make the reachability, right? You will verify the OMP session, BFD session, IPsec session, all the control connection. And after that, according to your requirement, business needs, you are going to create the policy. Right? So see, I am applying this hub and spoke topology. I am creating this hub and spoke topology for VPN 10. Now it is asking which side is your hub side. So do I have any side list? DC. Right? In the DC I match side ID 1. So on any VS where side ID 100 is running will be considered as hub router. Right? Means it will advertise the TLOC of that router to all the sites. Automatically, this is predefined topology available in SD-WAN dashboard. We can also create it later. You will see that as well, right? So I'm saying DC is the hub side And spoke side is, let me add, and spoke side, let me say branch 1 and branch 2 for an example. Branch 1 and branch 2, or all the branch. Let me create one TLOC list with name all sides. All the side is already there, sorry. Hub and spoke. DC is my hub side, and all the sides. No, it should be not all the side. In the all the side, I think I have called DC as well, right?
Yeah, it should be all spoke.
Let me create one side list with name all spoke. Go to side list, and let me say name is all spokes. And here I am going to say side 1 to side 4. Right, and next add topology, hub and spoke topology, name hub and spoke for service VPN 10, and hub side is the DC side and spoke side is your all the spokes. Right, let me add. We are done. Let me save this policy. Save hub and spoke policy. My policy is ready. From here you can edit, view and delete. Let me say next. Application we are routing, leave it for now. We will see it later. And now here we need to apply it to the site. Hub and spoke, name is same, description is same, topology is fine, hub side is hub and spoke topology for which VPN? For VPN 10, service VPN. And I am going to preview it. Preview. See in the preview what policy you have created, and if you are going to create this policy through command, then these are the commands only. Right, see my policy is so simple. I have created one policy with sequence number 10 where I said match routes of which side? DC side. In which VPN? Service VPN HR, means VPN 10, and accept it. Match the routes and accept it. With sequence number 20, match the TLOC of DC side and accept it, and rest all reject. Right, so guys, now my vSmart, this policy will be applied on vSmart. We'll apply it over vSmart. So now vSmart will only accept and advertise the route and TLOC of DC. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now,
So meaning all the sites need to be synchronized. That means if you configure VPN 10 on the site 1, that means you also have to configure VPN 10 on site 2 and VPN 10 on site 3 and VPN 10 on site 4, if you understand.
why?
So in the case, maybe let's say in the case where you have like
you can have the side list, different side list. What I told you, there is no any limitation. You are talking about the limitation that is, then this is going to be limitation. If so, then this is the limitation. There is no limitation, right? We can have multiple side list. You will learn that in the customize. This is the predefined topology available on the vManage dashboard. We can create our own custom hub and spoke topology. See, you can create hub and spoke topology by matching route, by matching TLOC, by matching site, VPN, everything. See, now what will happen? If I will apply this policy, then my vSmart is not going to advertise or accept this prefix. Will it accept? No. Will it advertise to other side? No. vSmart will only accept and advertise the prefix, routes and TLOC of DC, and it
DC.
will advertise to other sites. So all the managed devices will have TLOC off, DC only, and even route off, DC only. Right now, if I will show you the branch 1 VS1 before applying the policy, if you will check branch 1 VS1, so IP route VPN 10. See, the all sites LAN prefixes are there, right? In VPN 10, yes. Similarly, the TLOC, you can see all the sites TLOCs are there. But as soon as I will apply this policy, I will activate this policy, you will only have the DC TLOC and DC prefixes. Because here is the policy. It's very clearly it's mentioned that match route of DC side and accept it. Match and even in the service VPN. Then sequence number 20 is matching the TLOC and accept. Default action, reject. And we are applying for how many sites? Spoke sites and hub site. My spoke sites are all the spoke site list, and my DC site list is 100. This VPN is applied in VPN 10. That's it. That is your policy. And in which direction it will apply? It will
Out.
apply in out direction. Right? Let me save this policy now.
Out means which out means where to which like where to exiting the traffic. Like out means where it will applicable.
What?
Traffic.
Which traffic? No, two
Like
sides will not communicate. Once I will apply this, activate this policy, then two sides cannot communicate, because branch 1 or branch 2 will not have route of each other, na?
okay.
They will not communicate. See,
It's
let
one.
me.
It's one thing that I'm confused. My manager always type those scripts. I don't understand how somebody memorize how to type all this.
What all this?
I'm talking about the script, like you show us on the vManage.
Which script?
On the vManage, if you go on the vManage, you're going to see.
Here.
No, you just show us why now. So basically,
That is not a script.
Template.
That is.
Template.
I have created this through GUI. Wave. That is not a script. It is showing you that in a script how it will looks like. See, before applying the policy on the vSmart, if I will access my vSmart here, and if I will show you admin,
Control service smart.
admin. What was the password of vSmart? Cisco 123. Yeah. Okay.
This policy can apply in vSmart only, right? Through vManage.
If it is control policy, then it will be applied on vSmart. If it is data policy, then it will be applied on vEdge directly.
Okay.
Right. So right now, if I am going to check the running configuration of my vSmart, there is no any policy running, right? Nothing. In VPN 0, nothing is there. No policy. And so policy command is also there. So run policy. What it's saying? No entries.
Phone because it is in vManage, right? Yeah.
This
It's not
policy is
my
not
IP.
activated. Click on this three dot and you can see here is option to activate.
Okay.
Let me activate. under process. What is saying? Pushing vSmart policy. Validation success, and here it is applying the policy. Updating policy, applying policy to vSmart. Wait. If your vSmart is in CLI mode, then here you will get the error that configure your vSmart in GUI mode. vSmart should be managed by vmanage. vSmart is checked, it's online, and now it's pushing the policy. How vmanage will push the policy? Now you can see success through netcon protocol or YANG protocol. See, success, right? Policy change applied, and after the apply on the vSmart, first of all show run policy. Are you able to see the policy now? The same policy which I had shown you there.
Yes, sir.
It is same policy, right? Same policy. And now let me take you to, again here also you can read what it's saying with sequence number 10. Sequence number 10 means first rule. Policies apply for VPN 10 for where spoke sites are side ID 1 to side ID 4. Hub side is side ID 100, and there are two rules. Rule number 1, match route of DC side in service VPN HR and accept it. Rule number 2 with sequence number 20, match TLOC of DC side and accept it, and rest all reject. This is simple, so simple, right? Now, as we have applied the policy, now let me show you the branch 1 VS1 routing table. See, are you able to see the difference? Now I don't have branch 2 prefix, right?
Yes, sir.
So IPsec inbound connection. Now only one IPsec is there with DC vEdge, right?
Yes, sir.
So BFD session. Now only one BFD session is there, right? Because TLOC is not there. Because TLOC of branch 2 is not there. So OMP TLOC. Now you will only find their on TLOC and DC TLOC. vSmart is not advertising TLOC and routes between the branches. You can see that's it. Question. How now these two sites are going to communicate then, Praphul? Now if I am going to ping from branch 1 internal router, will ping work? From this router, if I am going to ping branch 2 router, let's say ping 192.168.20.1 and source 192.168.10.1, will ping work? Tell me. Tell me why ping is not working. Let's check the packet flow, okay? What happened when I am pinging to this IP address? This is the destination 20.1. Router is going to check the routing table. So IP route, or I can run like this. So IP route and 192.168.20.1. See what it's saying? Network
in table.
not in table. Right now it is not receiving because now vmanage devices are not advertising. From the vmanage itself, if I am going to check here the real time now, network and branch 1 VS1 and troubleshooting, and now if I am going to simulate the path in VPN 10, source interface this, destination of it 10.10.2.1, any application. What it's saying? Backhaul. Backhaul means route is not there. Backhaul means route is not there, because what will happen? Forget about this router, internal router. I am assuming here is my traffic. Here is my traffic. Here exactly user is there who is generating the traffic with source 10.1.1.1, and destination 10.1.2.1. User will forward traffic to branch 1 VS1. Branch 1 VS1 is going to compare destination IP in their routing table. Am I right? So IP route VPN 10, and in VPN 10 route is not available. 10.2.0 network is not there. Only DC prefix is there. Now I need to forward the traffic towards DC. Can I do one thing? Can I configure one default route towards DC? Can I configure one default route towards DC, guys? You can say default route is already there, Praphul. So IP route, but that default route is in VPN 0. You need default route towards DC in VPN 10, right? Because it is receiving traffic in VPN 10, it will compare the destination with routing table in VPN 10 only. In VPN 10, if route is not there, ping will not work. On branch 1 VS1, I want to route the traffic, this traffic, for any other site. I want to forward that traffic to DC. DC already have route. If you will check the DC vEdge, DC vEdge will have route of all the sites. Let me show you. Admin and admin. So IP route VPN 10. Right? So if I will add one default route on each side towards the DC, then two sides can communicate. Then two sides can communicate. Or if I will advertise one default route from the DC to all the sites in VPN 10, then also it will work, because all the sites is going to receive one default route in VPN 10 from the DC. So when you are going to ping 10.1.2.1, it will destination will match in default route. It will forward traffic to DC, and DC have individual route it can route towards other side. Let me show you. On the DC vEdge, if I am going to say config T VPN 10 and IP route, which route? 0.0.0.0/0 and exit interface, let's say null 0, black hole, and commit. Commit done. Now let me take you to branch 1 VS1. So IP route VPN 10. Now you can see in VPN 10 also we are receiving one default route through OMP. Correct? Why MPLS gone from the picture? Because on the DC vEdge on hub router, MPLS link is not there, right? Forget about the MPLS for now. Now default route is added. Similarly in the branch 2 also we will have one default route in VPN 10. Admin. So IP route VPN 10. Yes, in VPN 10 default route is coming through OMP protocol. DC on the DC we have set exit interface null 0, because on the DC all individual routes are there. Getting my point, guys? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now can two sides communicate?
I think so.
Definitely two sides will now communicate. Go to branch 1 and ping now. stopping now or from the vManage. Here you can refresh the page. Now see, traffic is going over internet, right? In the next class, what we will do first, we will manage these all managed devices through template. We'll put these all devices in vManage mode, so that if we need to modify some configuration on all the devices, we can do it quickly. If these all managed devices are in CLI mode, and let's say you need to change any configuration, like as I told you, I need to add one default route towards DC. So on each device you have to configure default route manually. But if you are managing this through template, then just you need to modify in the template. It will be automatically applied on all the devices. So in the next class, we'll manage these devices through template, and after that we'll configure the policy. Now, one more thing I want to discuss here today. This was my predefined policy. Now I am going to deactivate this policy. As soon as I will deactivate this policy, again my topology will become full mess. See the beauty. Within few seconds we can change the behavior of entire fabric. Guys, if 1000 sites are there, within a minute you can configure hub and spoke, or within a second you can configure full mesh. Is it possible in the traditional network? How much time it will take if I have 1000 sites? Month, 6 months, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the beauty of SD-WAN. Within few seconds, you can shift your all traffic over internet. Within few seconds, you can shift all the traffic over MPLS or over any transport. For your each requirement, you can have policy over here, and according to the requirement, we will activate or deactivate the policy. Let's take an example of Netflix. Netflix has 100 data center. On every Saturday, he is releasing the movie. So he has different kind of requirement in the weekend. In the evening time, let's say he has different requirement. In the morning time, he has different requirement. In weekdays, he has different requirement. In weekend, he has different requirement. For all kinds of requirement, they can create the policy, and one engineer will be there who will be activating, deactivating. Even we can remove the engineer, we can manage it through AI, artificial intelligence. This is the reason why more than 70% enterprises are moving towards SD, are already moved. Rest are also moving within few years. 4 to 5 years is sufficient. Within 5 years, you will see all the enterprises are shifted to SD-WAN. I'm talking about the MNC's company, good MNC's company. Forget about the small network. SD-WAN is not for a small organization. It is for large organization. Now, if you are understanding these policies, that means you are learning the why behind SD-WAN as well. That why SD-WAN is important, why companies are moving. At the same time, you are learning the modern technology. This is in highly demand. If you are going to master it, then so many doors will open for you. That's all for today. If anyone have question, please ask. Otherwise, I will continue from next class.
Sir, how do we differentiate between policy and template? Are we not configuring the templates for the policy,
A
or are these two
template is
different
used to
things?
configure the device.
Okay.
Template is like your policy, like this route map I had shown you na. Here I have created one policy on router number 2 to change the next hop. That is policy. You know what you are asking? What is the difference between enabling BGP over here and configuring this policy? Both are different.
Mm.
template is used to configure your devices, right? Like interface configuration, IP address on the interface. Policy is working on vSmart. Hey vSmart, what next hop you should send? See, I have multiple options to create hub and spoke. I can also tell my vSmart that, bro, forget about the route. Advertise the route as it is, as you are advertising earlier, the route between all the sites. But instead of advertising the T-lock of each other, just advertise the T-lock of all the DC only. Right? Means your branch 1 VS1 will receive these all prefixes. Definitely will receive. But with which T-lock? With DC T-lock. That is policy. Both are different. Either we can configure our devices through CLI or through template. Through policy, we are controlling the traffic. Policy is used to control the traffic. This policy is used to control the control plane traffic. Similarly, I can create policy later for data plane traffic as well. That I don't want to change anything in the control plane. Control plane should be exactly same. Means all the sites should learn T-lock of each other via vSmart. All the sites should have route of each other via vSmart. Absolutely fine. But what I want, when any user is going to forward traffic between two sites, then I want to control that traffic. For that, you will create data plane policy. There are two types of policy. That is going to be your application aware routing. Application aware routing is data policy.
Can we also call them a control template and data template?
You can, whatever you want, you can call. But I am thinking only one thing, that template is configuration. Right? There is huge difference between configuration and policy. If you are considering both in as a same, for you, if configuration and policy both are same, then you can call it. Yes or no?
Yes, yeah, got it.
Route
Yes, sir, I have.
filtering is a policy. Route filtering, distribute list, route map. Path manipulation is what policy. Path manipulation is not the configuration. That is what we call it, policy. So yes, go ahead, brother.
So, I mean, anyone don't have, I will. I mean, I have, my doubt is related to my lab, so I want to share my screen.
Share your screen.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to show you. Just wait 1 minute.
Okay.
See, here again I am going to get one policy topology, and this time I am not going to use this predefined topology. Here I have option. See, I can import the topology as well. If you have topology on the mail, or let's say I have good topology for my company and you want to use, I can send you through mail, you can import that. Here I can create my own topology. Here you can create the mesh topology, right? For a particular VPN, we have requirement to configure mesh topology, you can do that. And custom control policy is the most important policy, right? Custom control. And here you can see sequence number. We can either match route or T-lock. Let me match route here. And then here we can add the sequence number. See what you want to match. Side list, T-lock list, VPN list, prefix list, preference, originator, origin, OMP tag, and color list. And then what action you want to take, accept or reject. So based on this custom control policy, we will create hub and spoke topology, and that will be your main learning in the SD-WAN. That is going to be main learning during the whole SD-WAN course, creating the custom control topology. Now, Suresh, you can share your screen.
Yeah, okay.